Metro Boomin and Future's collab album, We Don't Trust You, took the music industry by storm. With an unexpected diss track towards Drake on the song titled Like That, goes and features a surprise Kendrick Lamar feature on the song. Before the song's release, however, Joe Budden knew something was brewing up between Drake and Future, as he would share this during a podcast very recently.
And back to my Future, Metro Boomin, Drake tension. You don't think it's weird that nothing ever happened with that hit smash song that Future and Drake made with Tim's?
What do you mean? Nothing
Wait
hit for you? It was a hit.
When you say,
it was a hit.
When you say what?
I know it was a hit. It was a smash.
So what you mean? Nothing happened with it.
Never heard it again.
Which is why it came to no surprise to Joe when the song Like That dropped. But Joe Budden didn't realize that Kendrick Lamar would also help Future on dissing Drake. Kendrick would start his verse by sharing, "Think I won't drop the location, I still got it. F the big three, it's just me, I'm really like that, your best work is a light pack." So this is a direct message to Drake and J. Cole, as the big three that Kendrick is referring to is himself, J. Cole, and Drake, the big three in hip-hop who blossomed in the early 2010s. Now, many big hip-hop blogs would often refer to them as the big three, as there was really no one else at that time that was even close to their level. But now we have Kendrick telling Drake and J. Cole that the big three is no longer, and that he is the only big one left. Now, Kendrick would end up ending his verse throwing another sneak diss at Drake's newest album titled For All the Dogs, as there was rumors circulating at the album's release that Kendrick was supposed to be featured on the new album, but for obvious reasons, Kendrick was left off it, so Kendrick would then rap the lyrics in the song Like That, "For all your dogs getting put to rest, that's a K with all of these nines, he's gonna see a pet cemetery." Now, I had to be careful with my words, but you should still get the point. Kendrick is referring to the For All the Dogs album getting put to rest with the album release from Future and Metro. He then mentions the K with all of these nines, referring to a dog being a canine, then ending the verse with a pet resting area. With it being an obvious diss towards Drake, someone then captured a photo of Drake last night when the album was released. In the photo here, it's clear that Drake has his headphones in and he is listening to music with a very sour look on his face, making many believe that he is actually listening to the diss track in real time. However, things get worse from here, as later in the song, Kendrick raps the lyrics, "F sneak dissing, first person, I hope they come with 3 switches." Once again referring to the big three, but also now discussing Drake and J. Cole's hit track titled First Person S, as further explained here.
One of the biggest being the line, "Sneak dissin' first person I hope they came with 3 switches." So what exactly did Drake and Cole say about Kendrick that was a sneak diss? On first person, J. Cole has a bar where he says, "Everybody steppers, well F it, then everybody breakfast, and I'm about to clear up my plate." Steppers here is obviously a reference to Kendrick's most recent album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, and clearing my plate likely means winning the competition for best rapper over Kendrick. And Drake in his first verse asked the question who the GOAT rapper is, and he uses a clever double entendre to say that only him and J. Cole are in the GOAT conversation, meaning Kendrick is not. J. Cole also probably has the most notable line in first person where he says, "Love when they argue the hardest MC, is it K. Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali."
Making it very clear that the beef goes a lot deeper than most of us think. But the beef actually continues outside of the song Like That and into the intro track of the album, titled We Don't Trust You, as Future raps the lyrics, "You're a #1 fan dog, sneak dissing I don't understand dog, pillow talking acting like a fed dog, I don't need another fake friend dog." Now Future is referencing the word dog at the end of every single line, very similar to what Kendrick Lamar's verse was with the dog reference, leaving many fans believe that it is all connected to Drake's album For All the Dogs, as Future also was not even featured onto that album, and it's likely because they had hidden beef. But it wasn't until this one viral tweet went around Twitter. It turned everything into crazy mode, and it states, and I quote, "Y'all didn't catch the disses at Drake because y'all were too worried about Kendrick. Here's another diss at Drake from Metro and Future," which seems to reference 21 Savage, saying Future is bigger than Drake, and that no one listens to him in the streets. Also, before the diss on the outro, Future switches his entire flow with no auto-tune, basically saying, "I can get up here and do what you do, but I can really rap." Now, I can't play the outro of the song due to copyright, but it is an audio track from a movie where a main character is telling someone that no one listens to a certain type of music in the hood. Now, this is exactly what Drake's new best friend 21 Savage said during an interview.
Niggas don't be listening to Drake like that. Well, if I wasn't a rapper, I don't feel like I still would listen to Drake for real. It's just I'm a rapper, so I understand the work he put in now, like how hard he go.
Wait,
like
why
when
though?
you ain't no rapper, all them statistics don't mean shit. A regular street don't give a about how many times you went #1, like how many white people listen to your. They don't even think that the farthest they think is the club. Who's selling this club out? That's who they think is the biggest. Like in Atlanta, it's a lot of who you really can't tell them Future ain't bigger than Drake.
I always say it's cap. Really?
On God, I used to think that Drake ain't really no big.
This could easily have, in the end, Drake feeling some type of way now against 21 Savage. But to fully understand the disses and beef further, we first need to learn the beginning of the beef between Drake and Kendrick, because this will actually surprise you. At first, it was all love. When Kendrick dropped his iconic verse on his 2013 track titled Control, he name-checked multiple other artists in the game, including Drake, where he raps the lyrics, "I got love for you, but I'm trying to ruin you." While Kendrick meant the lyrics jokingly, Drake actually got annoyed by his name being added in. Drake then responded in an interview with Billboard by sharing, "It just sounded like ambitious thoughts to me. That's all it was. I know good and well that Kendrick's not touching me at all in any platform." Then he even added into his song titled Language these lyrics, "I don't know why they're lying, but your stuff ain't that inspiring." Kendrick Lamar would end up responding to the diss at the BET Awards with a freestyle, where he would say, and I quote, "Nothing's been the same since they dropped Control," and tucked a sensitive rapper back in his pajama clothes. Then when Kendrick Lamar was asked about the beef, he would assure the fans that he meant nothing bad about the verse in this interview.
The fact that hip-hop hasn't been shaken up in a long time. You know, when I went in and did the verse, I thought I was just having fun. and you know.
Kendrick would then also speak out to say that it was actually all love with Drake the entire time.
Where are you at with a lot of the cats now, like the J. Cole's of the world or the Drakes of the world? Where are you guys at now?
Same place. It's all love from the moment I did the verse to after the verse. Personally, I respect these dudes as, you know, as people, you know what I mean? So outside of that, it's really nothing. I respect their music, for sure. I respect them as individuals and creators.
Drake would end up speaking on the situation later in 2014, where he would say, and I quote, "I never once said Kendrick's a bad guy or that I don't like him. I think that he's a genius in his own right, but I also stood my own ground as I should. And with that came another step. And then I have to realize that I'm being baited and I'm not gonna fall." Kendrick would also pop out then to say that it was a reach by everyone to suggest that there was anything more than just some friendly feud.
That's people digging in. That's the people digging in way too far. But I mean, people pick at things all day, every day. You know, I can't get mad at it, but they reach it. We come from two different worlds, two different backgrounds. I really don't see that playing out, you know, as entertaining. Maybe to, you know, the people listening, you know, but not for myself.
And even in 2019, Drake also showed respect to Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole during this interview.
I have a lot of respect for, you know, the other two guys that I'm constantly, you know, up against, which is like Cole and Kendrick.
Three-headed monster.
Yeah. So I have a lot of respect for those guys because they also continue to, you know, stay true to what we started with, and finding new ways to do it. I think for all three of us, it is the time to see who can transcend the generations, much like Jay did.
And with J. Cole, Kendrick, and Drake being arguably the top 3 lyricists and making up the big 3, J. Cole would then even jump in an interview at that time to share his respect for the other 2.
I'm more interested in the relationship because I also see a time when I'm not doing it. That seems very realistic. I would, you know, I don't want to be like, damn, we never kicked it. You know what I mean? Like, it was always respecting because even at its most competitive, you're not going to be competitive with somebody you don't respect. I think now it's just more of a wisdom thing where it's like, yo, you can never have it all. 100% of people are never going to say J. Cole is the best rapper breathing. You won't get 90%. You won't get 90% to say Drake. You won't get 90% to say Kendrick. It's just never going to happen.
Which only goes to show you that there was love between the quote big 3. But what you need to also remember is that Kendrick Lamar allegedly was rumored to be jealous of Drake's ability to get onto the charts with every single single. Not saying that Kendrick Lamar can't, it's that Drake started using ghostwriters allegedly, would release a song very frequently, and would take over the entire music chart. And with Kendrick Kendrick Lamar's music not being released as often has a much higher quality and should be left at a different standard than all of Drake's music that he releases bi-weekly, as Kendrick doesn't believe that someone that releases music this frequently with ghostwriters allegedly should be labeled as the GOAT of music. But you tell me what you guys think down below in the comments and leave a like on the video.